G'day everybody and welcome back. Today was supposed to be put the head gasket back in Barry, and if you haven't caught that story, Barry's dead, needs a head gasket. There you go, you're up to speed. However, we've had some rain. I need some trays back to put some trees in, so we're going to plant 4 rows in 2 hours and get hopefully 7 trays back. So I'm going to set the camera up and it's just going to be me driving around, and we'll make it fast and zoomity and you'll see what's going on. So hang on, here we go. Okay, so we'd all like a shiny new tractor and all the fast bits. We'd all love a paddock with no rocks in it, but I drive a 70-year-old tractor and I've got all the rocks. So let's get some end posts in and then we'll run some watering line. So I am going to rebury this water line. I just don't know if it's going to be right here yet. The tanks are going over there and the jury is out. So for now, we'll just keep it at the surface. So I don't think you'll see it on the video because it was too far away. The camera was up there. Oh, get out. The camera was up the tanks. But this is a rock that the hoe rolled out and it's not real good for it, so we'll just roll it back into the bush. And there's a few of them like this size, which are not small, so we've just got to return to where they came. So I am going to get a tractor with a blade on the front, a stick rake type blade, start trying to push these rocks back into the bush. So we'll finish pegging and start some water lines. Here's some more rocks that the hoe spat out. So the dirt's not all bad. It's not, in fact, it's quite good dirt, but there's a lot of these little floater rocks. And despite having 25 mil of rain, it's actually quite dry underneath. So the plan was with the new plough I bought for the little grey Fergie was to pull this dirt into a mound, but the little grey Fergie is currently the little grey boat anchor and won't run. So for now we'll just plant it like we have been. And yes, these rows are slightly closer together. They're at a 4 metre spacing, not a 5. Don't shit in my dirt, dog. And it's also very, very warm and very steamy. So the secret I found here is that hot water is your friend. But like all hot water, don't burn yourself. So this is a polyethylene, well, let's go with it's made of plastic pipe, and it's it's got a fixed rate dripper in it. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it today. Well, you might. There it is in there. I don't know if it's printed or what, but it's a fixed rate dripper and it's 1.7 litres an hour. And what we're going to do is we're going to make 4 risers. This one gets a right angle at the top to go down the line, and this end gets a squirty bit that goes into the submain. So we'll just let it go soft. It won't take much today because it's bloody hot. And then squishy squishy to the other end. And I'm going to make these taller than they need to be. Actually no, I'm going to make them shorter than they need to be. I'm going to make them half the height I normally would. So this watering tank that you're sitting on is currently feeding about 20 watering lines, and these 4 may be too much for it. So I'm going to split this line when we get the irrigation system in. So for now this is just a test. Okay, so that's one into the submain, down the watering line. Hot water is your friend. A pair of scissors as well, not a pair of cable cutters, but the toolbox is at home. Keep that off cut for another day. Cut this one in half again. Soak it in the water. There's 2. And this is the tool we use to punch a hole in the submain. It's $75 and very painful to use. But that's how it works. I've only got another 100 or so watering lines to make, so I'm sure we'll get our value for money out of it. At least I'm hoping we get our value for money out of it. Right. 4 risers, good to go. Let's do the next bit. Okay. Try not to get my head in the way. Make a hole, give it a bit of a squeeze, and then put the riser in, which is often harder than it sounds. And that's it. Simple really. 3 to go. So next up comes the worst job of all, which is to run the pipe, because I have yet to find a way to do this shit easily. Righto, so 4 watering lines in, and they're all unrolled and rolled around the right way and all that sort of stuff. So what we've got to do now is fill the tank up, prime the line, make sure the water's coming out of the ends, then block it, then mark where all the water comes out, all before it rains, and then we can plant some trees. I know, no pressure, but let's get on with it. Righto, so I've got water coming out of the top line. Just squirt myself an eye. I just have to go and check that the water's coming out of all those lines over there now, just to make sure that it's not bypassing them. So one of the risks with this leak line is the animals eat it, so I'll just put a zip tie around this one here somewhere and come back and fix those two, because that's unacceptable. Okay, so there's 30 tree spots staked there. I've got water coming out of all four lines. I've got a stupid big old leak to fix over there, and the camera's fogging up because it feels like the weather's about to go stupid, but we'll just keep plugging away. I'll get the rest of these stakes in, and I think I've got 120 odd trees to plant up here. We'll go and have a quick look. So that's just 1,000 litres. So I can still water all these trees with 1,000 litres. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 trays. So we'll see how we go. 8 trays is 320. I think I've got more than 120 in that. So I'll get some more of these out and we'll come back. G'day everybody, welcome back to the next day. We had nearly 13 millimetres in 10 minutes yesterday afternoon that just washed everything, and it was easier just to go home and fix my hat, which has thrown a leak. So next up we're going to make some holes and then put some trees in, turn the water on, go home, have a cold bath. Let's get on with it. So before it did rain yesterday, I was able to mark where all the drip line goes with the stakes, which means that today it's quite easy just to make holes. Now let's be serious, making holes is much easier than you actually know where to put them. So there's 120 to do through here. We'll get them done and then we'll start planting. So there's 8 trays of trees, 4 rows at 120 to plant. I'm just going to go through and plant one tray at a time, stop and have a drink. It's very warm, it's steamy today, and the dog's chasing a snake, I think, so we keep half an eye on that. So we're just going to chip away and I'll come back and see how we go. Have I got enough trees here? Yeah, I think so, but we'll find out in about 20 minutes. Okay, it's about 15 minutes later. 4 trays, but not 160 trees in. We've got the top, probably average half of the first 4 rows done. And I'm finding lots of trees that are dead. Let's see if there's one here. No, not that one. Not that one. No, not that one. A bit like the tree the other day. I'm finding lots of trees that are dead that have roots. So staying in the trays is hurting them, but it is what it is. Have a quick breather, drink some water and try and beat the storm that's coming to get the last 4 trays. And I think I'm going to have to go for a walk and get a couple more, but we'll just keep plugging away. So here's one of the ones we're looking at. It's got roots, but it's clearly, if it's not dead, it's close. So I'm going to put this in between, just on a watering point, and see what it does. Yeah, there may be life. We'll soon find out. So 8 trays are in, and I'm 2 trees short to finish the 4th row. So I'm going to go for a walk and get some. The sun keeps coming out and the temperature keeps going up, so kind of glad to be finishing very soon. So then I've got to turn the water on, lift the ends of the watering lines up and see how it's going. But for now I've got a leisurely stroll about 300 metres that way to pick up 2 trees. So this is the top of patch 3. So those 4 rows are in patch 3. That's realistically patch 3.5. We didn't plant gladdies in the top row because there were too many rocks, but we did plant them everywhere else, and they're absolutely flourishing with this rain we've had. So there's flower stems coming up everywhere, and they're a bit variable in size this year. There's a nice little tree growing down there. The lack of rainfalls meant that they're not growing real well, but they are starting to come to life. So anyway, I'll keep walking. I think I need some more. There's another one there, another one here, and that's just one row, and we've got about 250 more rows. So righto, let's go get some trees. So the little trees are loving the rain, but that also means they're going to grow faster, which means I need to get them in the ground. How do I choose 2 trees out of here to plant? No idea. I'll probably just choose 2 with weeds growing in them just to free them up, because the weeds have also grown 4 inches this week. Yeah, don't know. I'll choose two at random, probably one over there and one there, or one there, I don't know. But as you can see, the 120 I'm planting today isn't even going to put a dent in it. So let's have a look here. That one's dead. That one's alive, we'll take that one. It's got a big weed in it. And I reckon this one here, yep, it's got a big weed in it too. So, righto, I've got to walk all the way back over there and pull these trees apart and plant. Righto, so water's on and coming through nicely. That's line number 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we'll give these a bit of water, just check for leaks. I fixed the leak down there last night, and then we'll wrap up and go home for a bubble bath. Okay everybody, I'm done. That's 120 trees, common juniper trees, planted in one day. Only it took 2 half days. It's currently just after 2 o'clock. Just let me check. Yep, 2:28. So I started at 1:09. I'm finished at 2:28. So it's an hour and 20 minutes to plant 120 trees. But then there's make the hole. No, that was with concluding making the holes. Let's call it a day, all right? It's taken a day to plant 120 trees. There's about, who knows how many left over there. It's much quicker when there's more than just me, but everyone's at work or asleep or whatever. So, yeah, now we just see if they survive. We'll keep the water running up to them. There's more rain coming. It is November, I think. It's November, so summer's coming, so we want to get them in and established and tapped into the ground before it gets too hot. So anyway, if you're first time, subscribe. If you've been here for a while, happy days. Bit more tree action, bit less barrier action for the next few weeks. I'm away for a week, so if you don't see anything, I'm still around. I just got to go that way for a few days. So